So you've watched our other tutorials and have mastered 3 Sporcle quiz types, and now you're looking to introduce images into the picture. Or maybe you're more of a visual learner and prefer to play picture quizzes on the site. Either way, in this video, we're going to run through how to go about making a simple map quiz. Map quizzes are those where you're given a single image and have to type in the answers, which typically then show up on the image itself. For example, you're faced with a blank map of the United States and need to name all 50. So if I type in California, it shows up on the map. But of course, the image doesn't need to be a literal map. It can be any image you want, like a selection of fictional dogs that the players need to identify. So if I see Snoopy here, I can type in peanuts, and that'll show up that I got the answer correct. Before we get started on the quiz creation in earnest, make sure that you're logged into your Sporcle account. Once that's confirmed, move on to your quiz management dashboard and click Create a Sporcle Quiz. Hopefully at this point you've decided on the image you're going to use. It's generally good practice to avoid images much wider than 900 pixels, as well as really tall images that would require a lot of scrolling for players. We love this US States quiz so much that we're going to use its map for our quiz. As you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We have a couple different options for how to use that particular map. First, there are a few published quizzes that Sporcle has made available for copying. On the quiz page for one of these quizzes, simply scroll down to the detail section, click the 3 dots to the right of the box, and select Copy. This starts you off with a quality map with preset markers and border outlines that can be edited to fit your quiz idea. Not every quiz can be copied like this, but we've linked the blog post with all the copyable quizzes in the description below. Today, however, we're going to show off how to create our quiz manually. After doing a quick keyword search on Sporcle for similar quizzes to make sure we're unique, we're going to make a map quiz that asks players to name the capitals of US states that contain some portion of the Rocky Mountains. So back on the Create a New Quiz page, we'll add the title, Rocky Mountain State Capitals, choose the category of Geography, choose the type, Map, and click Create Quiz. First, check the Basic Info tab. We'll decrease the timer a tad to, say, 8 minutes, and tweak the description so it makes sense. Can you name the capital cities of the US states that contain some portion of the Rocky Mountains? You'll also see below the field for the URL is a new field for Quiz Image URL. This is the option we're going to use to add the map from the US States quiz. We already downloaded that image and uploaded it to an image hosting site, so all we need to do is copy the direct link to the image itself and paste that into this field. We'll also change the answer label to capitals, since that's what we'll be typing, then add the subcategories capital, city, and United States, as well as the tag mountains. We went ahead and found a gorgeous royalty-free image to use as our quiz icon, so we'll upload that now. Fixing the visible area like so. Next, click Save Changes and move to the Data and Style tab. In the top section, you can turn the table setting on or off. This is just to help you organize the data and will not affect the actual appearance of your quiz for players. We prefer the table setting, so we'll keep it on. You can choose to import your data from a spreadsheet or enter it directly here. Since we don't have that much information, we'll type the answers in now. The Rocky Mountains run through 6 states, so we need 6 total answers, which are all going to be their capitals. So we'll add 5 more rows to the bottom here for a total of 6. Typing in the capitals, start with Denver. We have the state abbreviation as part of the displayed answer, so we also need to make sure that the capital is accepted as correct on its own by adding a / and just typing in Denver. Now I'll go ahead and do that for the rest of the capitals. On this page, you can also edit colors, fonts, and other details. Since we only have a few answers, let's make the font really large. You can also select Show Coordinates on the right here, which can help you be really precise as to where your answers show up on the map. But right now, we're going to save changes and move to Layout. Here, we can see our linked image and we can move around our answer labels to where we want them to appear when entered. These labels should all be in the correct states, but since we're more concerned with the location of the Rocky Mountains, they don't need to be exactly where the capitals are. So we'll start off at the top, just plop Helena down where it belongs, and continue on with the rest. You may be wondering what these little orange markers are. These are the hint pins, which we can just turn off, since we have enough of an idea where the answers are without them. Also on the Layout tab, we can toggle the visibility of the grid and change its size. We also don't need this, so we'll leave the grid off. As you can see, there's a lot of customization options for map quizzes that you can experiment with to make your quiz your own. But we're happy with what we have here for now, so we're going to save changes and move down to the Advanced tab. Starting at the top, we want players to be able to type their answers in any order, so we'll leave forced order off. And we can leave most of the other options as is. Under the Style section, we are drawn to this Draw Shapes option. While we could leave the labels as they are, we could also add shapes to represent the general area of the Rocky Mountains in each state. We think that would be really fun and add something a little extra to the quiz, so we'll turn that option on and show you how that works. Now that we've chosen that, save again, and move back to the Layout tab. To start drawing your shapes, click on an answer label, and then this Draw Shape option at the left, which will turn your cursor into this little crosshair. You have to add each point individually, and the shape will not be finished until all the points are connected and the circle is complete. This will take a minute, so we'll zoom in to get a better look at our map, fast forward through, and see you on the other side. Now I'm just going to go ahead and try to replicate general appearance of the Rocky Mountains by adding in point by point. As I'm doing this, I can move the answer label around to get a better look at what you're dealing with. The more points you add, the more complicated the shape can get, the more curves, the more definition you can get with your shape. But you can be as precise or not precise as you want, depending on the overall look you want for your quiz. Now once we made that shape and it's completed, we can move the label back over and center it. You can see you can also add additional points or delete points as needed. Every time you add a new shape, you'll need to start off by clicking this Draw Shape icon. And now we can zoom out again and get a good look at the entire shape. You'll see that the Layout tab represents different colors for each shape. This is just to show you where each individual answer is and differentiate them from each other. But in the actual quiz, all of the correct answers will have the same color. In fact, let's see how that looks. Make sure you save your changes first, and we can test our quiz to see our shapes. If we did everything correctly, players should see a representation of the Rocky Mountains appear before them as they play the quiz. So let's type in Boise. Oh, it looks like the shape is showing up, but it's kind of hard to see because it's a faint green on blue. Let's change that. So we can go back to the Edit Tools, to the Data and Style tab, click on the color wheel, and select the color for the right answer here. We'll make that a nice mountainy brown, and we'll turn that opacity all the way up so it's not transparent. Save your changes, and let's see how that looks. Boise, and perfect, that's a lot clearer. Now let's see how the whole thing shows up. Perfect, that's showing up really well. Now we can head over to the Contribute tab and get our quiz out there for all to see. To play our Rocky Mountain Capitals quiz, click the link in the description below. If this video helps you make a map quiz, feel free to give it a like and post your own quiz link in the comments section. We'd love to give it a play. Subscribe to our channel to be notified when our next how-to video drops, and as always, thanks for watching.